What is that, you might be wondering? Well, I'll tell you in one moment. But first, let me tell you, at one time I almost had the straddle planche. But then pregnancy got me, and I am now 7 months postpartum, and I've lost my planche. But that's okay, because I know how to get it back. But the crazy thing is I'm in this body that knows how to do a planche, but it's like I can't do it. So I'm slowly working my way back up there. And I'm going to show y'all this one exercise that is really helping me get my planche back fast. So if you're a beginner or you're wanting to get into calisthenics, I highly recommend you start implementing this one exercise into your routine consistently. And I think a lot of people skip this exercise. And I think that's because they don't know what it is. They've never heard of it, never seen it. So I've met a lot of beginners, and most beginners think that doing a bunch of push-ups or banded planche work or even the pseudo planche push-ups are going to get them the planche. And while those are all great exercises and foundations, this exercise that I'm going to show you is actually what you're missing. Because you want to build straight arm strength, endurance, and you want to get your wrists used to having a weight on them. This is the scariest part for a lot of beginners, leaning this far forward. Here it is. It's called planche walks. Now, for this exercise, you want your hands to be turned out slightly, not forward, but turned out slightly. And for this exercise, you're going to want to have on socks if you're on wood floor, or if you only have carpet, you can get furniture sliders. So what you're going to do is you're going to get into a plank position, but with your hands turned out. Make sure your back is protracted. See my shoulder blades? They're pushed up. So not here, here. Push them up, like you're pushing the floor away. From there, you're going to lean forward. See how I'm over my hands? And you want to keep your stomach tight. And you're going to walk. Like that. And you also want to do it backwards. Now, what is this going to build? This is going to build your serratus anterior and the scap protractor, the muscles around there, which are what hold the planche together. If that's too hard for you, that's okay. A good place that you can start at is the lean, pseudo planche lean. Same exact position, except instead of walking, you're just going to hold it here. 20 to 30 seconds is all you need. And then once that starts to feel easy, then you can start adding the walk, the planche walk. And then say you can do the planche walk. So usually when you start with the planche walks, you're not going to be able to go very far because your body's just not going to be used to it. And once you start doing it consistently, if you want to progress it, a way you can do that is to get a weight belt and add weights, or of course add distance. Now let's go over a few mistakes that I see beginners make with this exercise. So, number one mistake I see is being here and not here over the hands. If you feel like you're not going to fall, you're probably not doing it right. And then people doing it too fast and losing their core. You can do these fast, but you want to make sure you're tight and have the right form. I would start with it slow. So let's take a look at this here. And to get the planche, we're first going to make sure that we know how to use our shoulder blades. So let's write down shoulder blades. That's going to be simple things like knowing how to protract, retract, repress, and depress. So first we have shoulder blades. And then once we feel like we know how to just simply move our shoulder blades, we'll get into some isometric movements like pseudo, planche, leans, holding for 20 to 30 seconds. And then once we're feeling confident in those, we'll move into the planche walks, which is what this video is about. And then from there, the planche walks are going to transfer into things like the tuck planche. Feeling confident with the planche walks, I would say go ahead and start training the tuck planche with resistance bands. So you'll be doing the tuck planche with resistance bands. And then once you're starting to feel pretty confident with the tuck planche, you can start moving into the straddle planche. Straddle. So yeah, that is your roadmap to planche. So yes, guys, this is the exercise that I think every beginner should do, and it's really underrated, and like I feel like no one really knows about it. So absolutely start implementing this into your routine consistently. Let me know how it goes, guys. I appreciate y'all for watching my video. If you have any questions, ask me in the comments. All right, guys. Bye.